Okay. I would say, good grief, what am I doing here? If I was seated there 12 years ago, I said, what are you doing there? I was a mother for since my second baby. So I was a mom all my life. I have three children. And tragedy happened 12 years ago. I lost my son in an accident. He was 6 years old. For the next 5 years, I lived a zombie life. I avoided people. And my whole life was crumbling. My husband was lost, my children were lost. And one day I sat down and suddenly I felt an angel, my son, because he was 6 years old when he died. And in the Catholic, they say when your son dies before 7, he's a saint, he's an angel. So I felt that. And I started an advocacy for parents who lost children. And then I got interviewed, TV and all that. And I said, why don't I start blogging? And I said, I'll call it Touched by an Angel because I was really touched by an angel. And I wrote aboutmyrecovery.com. Now, my strategy then was I wanted parents to find me. I wanted them to find hope. And of course, that time it was my resolution of a grief, no? I was getting there. And in 2006, I started a blog. And I can see how I emerged from then up to now. And I'm going to give you what happened. In 2006, that was the year when bloggers were given access to new media. That's when companies started to look for bloggers. I was fortunate to be one of the first blogger to be invited to an event. I invited myself. I wanted people to know that I had a blog because I wanted people to find me. So that's why I said, can you invite me to that event? I want to meet. And that was 2006. And then in 2007, the other bloggers who were there before me didn't like what I did because I was moving to the new media. And I got so many criticisms and they were, trying to put me down and all that and all that. So it was really bad. I had to take this criticism. And then my friend told me, you know what? You had worse pain than that. You can't take this. And I said, yeah, right. I faced the worst pain in my whole life, and nothing can stop me from spreading my advocacy. In 2008, I wanted to prove that I was not just, a blogger there, just ordinary blogger. I incorporated the Philippine Blog Awards. I wanted people to know what bloggers were. So I had it incorporated. I got so much flack again because they said I kept the money and all that. Well, of course, I even had to advance my own money. There are so many misconceptions about bloggers. They think that we are paid, but they don't know what rocks my socks is the passion, I have an advocacy. My advocacy keeps moving. And I didn't realize that people had losses, not just children. They had lost something in marriage. They lost a job. They lost a girlfriend. They lost, it's the same cycle. And I would write about those things. So I got that following. People were touched by what I wrote. And I got 4 awards, I think. 3, I can't remember. So that made me known as a blogger, as a mom blogger. In 2007, there was Twitter. And I didn't like people calling me mom or Mrs. because I think in the internet, we're all the same age. I think I'm always young at heart. I was 48 when I was a blogger. So I said, I was a mom and I'm a blogger, so mom blogger. And, I didn't know anything about branding. So, wow, you have a good brand. What brand? I mean, I never knew anything that there was something like personal branding. Everything, there are no books on blogging, no book on social media. So it was all an experiment, all those criticisms. I can write a book about it now. So 2008, suddenly I was invited to Mar Rojas. Oh my God, no. You have to tell him that I'm not endorsing him. So that's the only reason I'm going there. He wanted, these politicians were trying to top bloggers. So, my God, sabi ko, I'll listen. I'll just want to listen because I want to hear his side. So I heard him. I don't understand him. I'm a mom blogger, I was out of the circulation. So I wrote in my blog, you know what? I think it's nice to listen to the politicians and listen to their platform. What do you think? So I asked my community, oh, I like that idea. I want to hear your. So that inspired me. Wow, they want to listen to politicians. 2009, okay? 2009, I was invited by the PCIJ because they knew I was attending already these politicians. And before that, Maro has again invited me with political bloggers. I'm the only one who doesn't understand anything what they were talking about. Nothing. And it was nosebleed. And I would tweet and said, you know, I have a headache. I don't understand them. And then I just had to say something to Mar. So, Mar, you think there's hope for a country? I'm a mother, you know, I want to know if there's hope for my children, my children's children. And, you know, I was saying that, oh yeah, you will have hope like that. So I was thinking, maybe I can have a role here as a mother, as a blogger, and as a mother. And so that gave me an idea now, maybe I should write for the elections. So 2009, PCIJ trained me to cover the election. And then 2000, I was thinking, I think I can't just do this alone. I need other bloggers to help me. And I was just talking with a friend of mine who has been helping me, Vival Foundation. Said, you know what? I made yabang. I was trained to cover the election. So what do you think? And said, hey, join us. I will help you. And so we decided to meet. And my friend here, Jane, she's a blogger too, mom blogger. We met. I invited Carlo Ople. I invited many bloggers. They're all my friends. What will we call our group for the election? I want the word blog because I want people to know that bloggers are also passionate. That we just don't blog for money, blog for what. We have an advocacy. So I said blog, blog, blog. And then she said, Jane, watch. That's why when you go together, I'm blog, she's watch. So we are watching the election. And so I'm very grateful to my other angels like Vival Foundation. They help us set it up. So what next? We need to interview the president, but we don't know anyone. So kapalang mukha talaga. I know. So, let's invite Villar because Villar invited me, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to. That time I think it was 2009. I said, I'm gonna live stream you, and so that people can see you in Twitter. And he said, so I asked him, Mr. Villar, do you have pork? And you have Twitter? So I was asking those questions. I'm not thinking that he doesn't know anything, but he was kind of uncomfortable. And he said, yeah, I have that. And I knew much later that he didn't know anything. And he was so uncomfortable about it. So we wanted to use our technology to bring their views to the online community. We are not there to compete with the traditional media. We are there to give more resources because of the time limitation of traditional media. Social media is a different medium. So we wanted to use our technology. So we invited Villar. And it was easy, and we had Twitter conversation and like that. Said, who's next? Let's invite Dick Gordon, Gibo. We didn't know anyone. So we would ask, do you know anyone? And then we would go, I think I know someone. And then our bloggers will look for someone like that. So finally we had Noy na lang. And then, it was hard to get him. There was a time, and then I would always make padinig in Twitter. You know what? As a president, you should be heard, like that. And then, siguro sa kulit ko, I don't know, he relented. I mean, his campaign people relented. And it was so funny because the campaign person asked me, I want to ask you a question. And she said, what is your motive? Sabi ko, what motive? My motivation is I'm a mother. I want to know what the presidential candidates are talking about and their platforms and what fits the country. Oh, thank goodness. So, they have this misconception about, I don't know what it is. And I found out sometimes another candidate would ask, how much fee do we pay you? So, no, we have no fees. I mean, we just want to hear you. We want to content. And so, I was in a new world and I didn't understand anything what's that money about? I mean, I never knew about that. So we covered 7 presidential candidates and soon we had senatorial candidates. Anyway, it was just something so new to us that I thought we would end in election day. And then there was a demand. Oh, can you cover the 100 days? Okay, yeah, we'll cover the 100 days. And then After that, I think we should watch his promises, you know? So it became bigger and bigger. So I thought that project that we have for the election would end in 2010. No, I'm still doing it today. And, I'm a little bit overwhelmed because there is so much work to do, and they look up to, well, at least the community online looks up to the digital medium as another avenue. And one thing is, there's no opportunity for young at hearts as me, because all of the, I'm not a journalist. I just use common sense. I just want things fair. I just wish that, I could know more about journalism. But I think it's more of the heart that we write, because one day I saw Manny Pacquiao on Twitter, and he said, "Oh, ganda dyan, ha?" And I asked him, "What are you doing there? You're supposed to be in Congress." And I don't know, that one tweet alone would create so much. Oh, I don't know, it was so viral. And then because it was the, is this ombudsman? He wasn't there. So, and he called me, "Why are you not there?" He said, "Magtanong ka sa lolo mong panot." So, it was so shocking in Twitter. So, those things, yeah, that was the one.
Noemi, can we open the floor to maybe questions or comments from people? Where are you? Like, I'll start with one.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
What's next? I'm tired of it. Actually, I'm so stressed because I'm covering the Corona impeachment trial, and I didn't like to do it.
So
But
you have become an unwilling journalist.
but I want to do it because no one is doing it. The other side. I mean, they want us to cover some side. I'm only do. The problem is I'm not getting any younger. I need to earn money, and but I see there's a demand to know not just one side. There's a demand to know two sides, and so that's where I am right now.
So let me use
Yeah.
this story. We've heard
Oh.
personal experiences that lead to um, I guess moments of clarity about what we're called to do in life, who we're called to to be of help, and how we can make our lives bigger than ourselves. So it was clear in the case of our citizen journalist here in Noemi how a very personal experience led to what she's doing now. So I still haven't given up on Martin. We're gonna circle back to him in the time that we have allotted. Because I share this advocacy of Martin.
Okay.
It's what I did in the U.S. Before I came back, looking at the startup community and really trying to get people engaged, investors, engineers, artists. But I want to hear what led to this. Everyone told their personal stories. We believe in what you're doing, but tell us why we should believe in you.
Okay. So let me start first with I don't call mommy blogger, but I call her mommy cool. There are not a lot of moms would blog, so I'd call her mommy cool, right? And for me, my personal story for Idea Space or for the startup community is that, once in your life or several instances in your life, someone told you that you can't do it. We've tried it, it's impossible, right? Why not push the envelope further? Why not take that risk, right? Well, I'm putting my career at risk by investing in the startups, right? Because a lot of people have told me, a lot of people have told Manny Pangilinan that, well, it's impossible in the startup movement. We've tried a few years ago. What you're doing is you're just reviving the startup movement. There's nothing there. But I believe that we have a lot of talents. I myself have had a handful of businesses back then, right? Sold it, made good money out of it, right? I had my successes and failures. So it's more of being hungry to see the big picture, being hungry to take that risk, to do more, right? And that was the passion that I have, so that you know that you can not just touch the lives of people, but make a dent in the community. Did I answer your question? Great.